What's up, everyone? It is Saturday, July 16th. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Outcast. I am your host, Robert John.
And I'm James Stapino.
And let's get into it today. Today, we're going to be talking about new music dropping this week. We're going to talk about news in hip-hop and rap. And we got, a nice, special thing. It's going to be a first for us. We're just going to be having, a broad topic. And we're going to talk about the artist sampling, something we both really enjoy. And, fundamental of hip-hop foundation.
Absolutely, yeah.
So let's start with the worldwide releases. So Lil Uzi, Red and White EP, not officially announced yet, the release date, and it's supposedly the pre to his album, The Pink Tape. Should be interesting. I'm excited to hear from Uzi.
Are you excited to hear about it? Because, I don't know. I'm a huge Uzi fan. He's always been my guilty pleasure throughout high school. But, he's reaching that point, I feel where he's trying to do a lot of things to kind of, get back to where he was and where he was in popularity. I don't know, it's with the style change, kind of looking like Batman.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing it. I really do. But I'm just trying not to, put my hopes up, too high or, my expectations too high for it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do look forward to hearing it.
Nah, me too. I mean, some of the features he's been on recently too, I've heard. He was on Pusha T's album. I really fuck with his verse on the Pusha album. I think he was on the Nigo album too.
Yeah,
and
that was a good song.
He was good at that too.
I love Uzi. I'm just trying not to put my expectations too high on that one.
Yes, definitely should be interesting. And also, Kid Cudi's debut mixtape, A Kid Named Cudi, is finally being put onto all streaming platforms. That should be great. I'm a big Cudi fan, honestly. I haven't listened to this. I'm really excited to hear it for the first time. I'm going to be like a fucking kid in the candy store listening to this because Cudi, he's one of my favorite artists ever.
Yeah, I never heard of it, but I look forward to listening to it. When I first looked at it, it's called A Kid Named Cudi. It's a mixtape, and I'm like, isn't this guy a little too old to be putting out something like that? But to find out, it's his classic music.
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to hearing it.
It definitely will be good. Also, not a rapper, but Steve Lacy, Gemini writes, and that'll be coming out this Friday. Steve Lacy. I love Steve Lacy.
Me too. I love him too. And this one's kind of my anthem, being a Gemini. Gemini writes.
Yeah.
I feel like I get that stripped away. Anywhere I go, every Tinder match, oh, you're a Gemini? Unmatched, block.
Yeah, just off the fucking month you're born in.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
All the stars. What's your big three? Chicken, bacon, ranch.
Yeah. Mine's Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh.
Everyone's different, yeah.
Yeah. CBR is my number 2 big three, though, for sure.
CBR?
Yeah, absolutely. Chicken Bacon Ranch. DJ Premier is dropping an album. It's called the Hip Hop 50 Volume 1 EP, and it's going to have some features from Joey Badass, Remy Ma, Rhapsody, Nas, Run the Jewels, Slick Rick, and Lil Wayne. I am excited for this. Premier, GOAT fucking producer of all time.
Slick Rick was a shock to hear.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to, especially with Joey Badass, Lil Wayne, you've got so many big artists with that. I've always wanted to get a little more into Run the Jewels. I know you were a fan of them back in the day, and I remember you telling me about them. I look forward to hearing what they have for it, but definitely looking forward to Joey Badass being on there, of course. I don't know how many times I have to say it. And we'll talk about that later on, but
definitely.
I look forward to hearing Slick Rick. I can't remember the last time anyone's heard something from Slick Rick.
I don't even know. I'm not even going to shoot out a number to give you guys false information because I really don't know. It's been a long time. So today's episode, we're really going to make the main focus about the artist sampling. As a rapper, producer, artist, I've come very accustomed to sampling, and it's just, for me as a producer, it's my sound, When I'm producing a beat and stuff, I always look through records I have. I go to stores. I just pick up records that look cool. I might not even know who the artist is, what kind of music it is, but if it looks cool, I'm gonna pick it up and just try to fuck with it and make something cool out of it, And I think that's what's great about sampling,
It's my favorite part of the whole production process. It's sometimes you hear a song and you could definitely hear the sample going on.
Yeah.
But then there are other times where the sample becomes unrecognizable to where they got it from, and so it's so interesting the process. I've seen you do it so many times now, and I love just sitting on your bed or sitting in a chair and just watching you go at it because it's such a fascinating, process of like how sampling's done.
It is,
like
man.
what it goes from, especially when you did that one last semester in college where you took that piano, took the piano, you made that hard ass beat. Like that hard ass beat. I don't know if you still have that somewhat in the vault.
Yeah.
Like
I gotta finish that up.
Yeah, and if you listen to where you got it from, it's like you wouldn't really tell, but then like side by side you can.
Yeah, that was a random piano record I found at a Goodwill, I think for $5. Producers, if you guys are watching this and you're getting into sampling, like especially on vinyl, hit the thrift, bro. You will go to like the thrift store. You could pick up records for like $2 or $3 a pop. You could walk away with like fucking 10 of them for like under $30, $20 sometimes. I mean, it's like it's just a good way to just find new music, get yourself like creative and inspired.
I just realized I remember when you bought that record. It was like me, you, Jake, Rob, and Sean.
Yes,
in a Goodwill,
that's
and
right.
I remember you went to the back and we were all like waiting around. You were looking through records, and like I went up and you were just talking about how you wanted to sample something, and you were picking out the most random fucking albums you could find, and I just remembered that. That's funny.
Nah, it definitely works. Also, talking about like records and stuff, I just want to bring this up before we start actually getting into it. I told you my girlfriend Morgan, shout out Morgan, she took a trip to Italy this summer, and she was like unsure what to like get me, and she brought me back like 3 records from Italy from like a record store, and to me, that's like the best gift I can have possible because it's something physical, tangible, and it's something I could work with too. And it was an amazing gift. I used some of the songs in there. I made some fucking crazy beats from it. So I'm really happy, and I still get to dive through the records. But shout out Morgan, love you. You're awesome.
Did you make anything with them that you showed me or no?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Not yet. I think I still got it in the vault. All right, so let's get into it. We're just going to give you guys a quick history lesson about sampling for you younger generation that don't know. I mean, you're probably about our age, but... So basically, the history of sampling, it started in the Bronx during the 1980s. DJs would basically sample drum breaks from like funk and soul records. And what they would do is they would loop these drum breaks and everything, and you would have MCs like just start like spitting over the breaks and everything. And this is really like where the start of hip hop happened, You had like basically your front runners or not front runners, like trailblazers, like DJ Kool Herc. He was like spinning a lot of records back in the clubs in New York and parties and stuff. Marley Marl, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five and everyone. Eric B, Biz Markie, they were huge in sampling in hip hop, and they really, really paved the way for later artists to come. I'm sure you probably heard this drum beat. I don't even know if you know it or not. James Brown, Funky Drummer. That is like the most sampled record like ever used.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before. For example, like what's that been used with?
Well, Dr. Dre used it. Public Enemy used it. NWA used it in Fuck the Police. Eric B used it. Kanye's used it. I mean, it's a laundry list. I was even reading when we were doing like the research and everything. I was looking, bro. Like Sublime used it. Ed Sheeran used it. Like it is such like it's a staple in music, and I think it's really interesting. But that's one of the most sampled drum breaks ever, and I know you were talking about this too, like the days in the record shops and everything. I know you really found this interesting because we were talking about this.
It's one of my favorite things about like sampling. I remember it was a Netflix original, maybe it was Hip Hop Evolution. Every season would progress further into the years until they reached the present. But like I remember them talking about how people would like line up outside of a record shop
Yeah.
the way we would for like GameStop when Call of Duty was
Right,
coming out.
right,
Like
yeah,
they were lining
yeah.
up to get records. Like, you know, I just want to play like multiplayer and hear racial slurs over my like mic when I was like 10. Like, no, they went to record stores and would line up to hear, or not to hear, but to like find these records just to find something special that they can use. And I thought that was so fascinating how passionate they were, because they would talk about how they would be in there like early in the morning. I was about to say late at night, but like early in the morning, like 5 a.m., waiting for a store to open up, trying to be the first to get in and select records and stuff. And then we were talking about it, and like I had a question for you, which like I'll also bring up later. But you were telling me how they flew out to other countries to find new music too, just to sample.
Basically, like in the 90s and 2000s, a lot of the same records kept being used and everything. So a lot of producers, they would like travel to like other countries just to find records that they could sample. Like one like specific like thing I see in my head, I remember there's a picture of Madlib and Jay Dilla like digging through crates in like Brazil or some shit. Like it's fucking sweet.
That's
and
sick.
But by doing that, they found so many like new sounds and new songs and all this, and it just took their like evolution even further. You know, it was always just like push the border. I know like bands like Portishead, Tyler the Creator, excuse me, says that they're like a big like inspiration on him, and he would sample a lot of music for them. Another one's a French group named Cortex.
I think I've actually heard of them.
You definitely have.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hip hop producers were sampling Portishead and Cortex as well, just because they just had such a unique sound. I don't even know what the hell you would call it. It was like just I don't know. It was just out there. It was just this European like kind of psychedelic-y. It's cool. It's cool as fuck. And they just like would literally just travel there just for the sole purpose of like finding records. And that's insane, because I mean shit like that just doesn't happen today. I mean, sure, you got a couple crate diggers and everything that'll like just go to places and just like look for records like me, but there's a lot of people, it's like, oh, you could just go on like God, there's websites that literally give you samples. You could pay like monthly and they'll give you samples to use.
Really? I feel like
it's called Splice. Splice. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Splice. You've definitely seen the ads.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting, you know, and it shows like how far the game has come. I mean, now like even producers, like when they sample and everything, they sample through like digital audio workstations. Like I use Fruity Loops, Logic, Ableton, all these like programs and everything. But like back then, like it was a physical object to have, and I talked about this too, like in here, machine samplers like the EMU, the DMX, the Lin LM1. This started the wave of like sampler machines, but the big one, which is still used today, is the Akai MPC. That was the true trailblazer for sampling. As it like the MPC, it's like you know the you know that little Akai keyboard I have?
Yeah.
You know how it has the buttons?
Yeah.
Those are basically like MPC. That's what it's called, and you could program these buttons to have like specific sounds. So when you press them, it like plays the sound.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you'll see them. They have big ass pads like that. I think the old ones, were 16 pads they had. So you'd have like pads specifically for like your melody and like your sample chopped up. And then you'd have like a couple pads for your drums. So you have your kick and your snare, and you see them and they play. They're like that. It's like, it's super cool.
With it.
Yeah. And actually, I don't even know if you know this or not. MF Doom produced entirely, I think it was Food. He produced the whole entire thing in like a week on his friend's Akai MPC.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, recorded, produced,
I didn't know
everything.
He produced that himself.
Yeah, fucking nuts, right?
That is insane.
Yeah, but that shows the power of how powerful like these machines were for the time. You can make whole fucking records with these things, and I mean, Kanye always was heavy on the MPC. You know, he always would use that. But yeah, I mean, sampling, I mean, it just had such a tremendous influence in hip-hop and music in general. I mean, Like, where would we be without it today? Music would sound totally different.
Well, I mean, you got the classic music with like instruments and stuff, but like it really took it to the next level with like production, like being able to sample it and like to have something you could hear and recognize. It's just it's so cool. Yeah. And then like what I love to do is like when I hear a sample or like if I know a song has a sample, I like to go and listen to the actual song that was used.
Me
and like
too.
and I enjoy those songs. Like I think they're like great songs that like I can listen to on their own. And it's just like the cherry on top that some of my favorite artists have used those songs too.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I know mine, like one specifically for me, is Bound 2 by Kanye West. Also A Boy Is a Gun by Tyler, Creator. They both sampled the same song. It's called Bound by the Ponderosa Twins. It's a great song. Great song. And it's crazy how both like producers were able to take that same song and make two totally different songs from it. And if you really didn't know the original, you wouldn't even know that the same song was sampled twice. It's so cool. And that's the great thing about it, you know?
No, absolutely. Like when I think about like sampling like that, we had talked about the song Friday. I know I had written it down here somewhere, I believe. Yeah, Darkest Light by Lafayette. Ice Cube used that in the song Friday. But you also heard that too and were like, no, I'm not thinking of the one by Ice Cube. I'm thinking of another song.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I forget who it was by. I know it was like some New York group in the 90s. It's on some playlist I listen to. It's a really cool song, but I forget the name of it off the top of my head. But yeah, no, I mean, that's what's great about it, you know? And I mean, just the fact how it's like come so far too and even used in the modern day, you know? But I want to pay tribute to the guys that really took sampling to the next level. I mean, DJ Premier, RZA, Dr. Dre, Pete Rock, Q-Tip, J Dilla, Kanye, Madlib, Ninth Wonder, and The Alchemist. I mean, those fucking guys, dude. Insane producers. What are like your favorite producers when like you break it down?
Favorite producers, one of my top has always been Dr. Dre. Yeah. And that's because like I love the sound of it, and there's a lot of other producers that do it, but like when I think like G-Funk, West Coast, California, 90s, I'm thinking Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre comes to my head for that. Madlib, he's done so much for, you know, like MF Doom. Oh my God, and yeah, Mad Villainy as a whole. Just great. Kanye's up there, you know, Kanye. Like, how do you not have Kanye on the list? You know, you can't go without Kanye, really. But I love RZA. I think my favorite part about RZA is like when you look at 36 Chambers, it comes with like back in the day. Everything's so easy. Everything's digital now. I don't want to say easy, but everything's digital now. Everything we can do is at the tips of our fingers, whether it's a laptop or a phone. But RZA with the 36 Chambers album for Wu-Tang, it can't be replicated. Like, it can't be because RZA was sitting there recording sounds by fucking smacking a stick against a bucket you find at Home Depot. And he used that for 36 Chambers. He would use that for, like, a snare. So it's like you can't really replicate that. And it's like that creativity to... that creativity to make music like that. It always reminds me of the production of films. Like, when I think about films, you look at Star Wars. Star Wars, for example, the original trilogy, all practical effects. But then you go to the prequel trilogy, a lot of talent with the CGI, but it's all CGI.
Yes.
You have to think about what kind of creativity it took to get special effects to work in the 70s. And it's the same thing with, like, music for me. I look at it, like, in the 90s, they were doing random stuff like that to make a sound and then make music out of it, you know? This wasn't an instrument. We're talking a fucking stick in a bucket.
Yeah, and I mean, it works, you know? It works. I mean, that album's great.
It's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, easily. I mean, it just shows, like, they were able to, like, work with, like, what they could, you know? Because, I mean, you got to think, bro, like, not anybody could have just bought, like, a fucking drum set back then. You know, like...
No, especially
you still can't today. You want like a nice drum set, bro? You're looking at least like $1,500.
Yeah, no, it's funny minimum. You bring that up because like I took drum lessons when I was a kid, and I actually remember that the pure like Like, I had to have been like 9, and the whole reason I really wanted a fucking drum kit as a kid, I even took lessons, was just because I thought it'd be really funny if I got like a drum kit and then just started banging it in the morning to piss my mom off. Like, that was like the pure. I went as far as taking lessons, but then I'm like, this isn't like serious. I'm just doing this to fuck around.
Wait, sidebar. Did you do that at the same time I was taking guitar lessons? Were you taking drum lessons at the same place?
We took guitar lessons around the same time.
Okay, you were taking guitar,
and then I took the drum lessons, and they didn't really stick with me. But I want to get back into guitar so bad.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to know an instrument, you know.
Absolutely. To me, it's like a therapeutic thing
to
do.
Bro.
Like I just find myself sitting in my room. I don't even know how to play guitar, but I'll be fucking around on it just because, like, I try to find something that sounds good to me.
Why not, dude? Why not? I mean, I do the same thing. Producing, making music, you know, same shit. It's therapeutic to me, you know. As far as some of my favorite producers, Kanye, like I said, Kanye, I think he's probably top 3 all-time producers. Arguably the best, but arguably, I don't know. Just so many classic records he made that he sampled. I mean, just Through the Wire. Taking Shaka Khan's Through the Fire and just making it into his own. I mean, that is just an insane flip.
That was something I learned about recently, and then I was listening to that song, and then I heard it, like, you know.
It's insane, man. I mean, that song is just one of the many. Also, Madlib. I mean, Madlib, like you were saying, man, all the work he's done with MF Doom, stuff I think he made a collaboration album with Jay Dilla. That was J-Lib. That shit is fucking nuts. I love the stuff he's done with Freddie Gibbs in recent years.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I mean, you talk about, oh my God, Pinata, and then it was the one that recently came out. It was Pinata, and then it was the other one that came out.
I can't think of the name.
Yeah, both those are like just crazy, crazy albums, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool because the newer one that he like produced with like Freddie, apparently he did it all off like an iPad, and it's crazy because it's like at this point like Madlib's just flexing, bro. He's like you guys can't produce like me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it off of an iPad. It's the same thing for like someone like Lyrical Lemonade doing it off an iPhone is what I think comes to mind.
You know, coincidentally enough, Madlib, I don't even know if you know this song. You know the song "No Parties in L.A." Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. He produced that.
No, I had no clue.
Dude, he produced that shit.
Wow.
But like looking back now, because I didn't realize this for a long time either. But like looking back, you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that is Madlib, because he just has a certain style and funk to him, and it's great. I love it. Also, Ninth Wonder, he's one of my favorite producers. I love Ninth Wonder. I've said this so many times to you. I was just our boy PJ back here. I was showing him the video of Ninth Wonder breaking down Kendrick Lamar's Duckworth because he produced that. Dude, that is one of the craziest produced songs of all time.
Insane.
I don't care what anyone says, bro.
You put me on that song. I didn't like when Damn came out. I listened to it maybe once back then. That was like 2017 or 16, whichever it was. And then I didn't listen to it too much since. But when you told me to listen to Duckworth, and I'm like, all right, let me re-listen to this. And I watched that video, and then my appreciation for that song was just
dude, it's insane. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen this, check out the NPR video of Ninth Wonder breaking down the Duckworth beat. We'll put it down in the description. It was insane, man. It just the way he is able to talk about, because he incorporated 3 different samples into this one beat, and he made it just flow so seamlessly. And Kendrick Lamar, I feel like he was one of the only few rappers to give that beat the true justice it deserves, because
he definitely did it justice.
There's not too many people that could have rapped over that as good as he did. You know, I have so many other producers, but I want to talk about Pharrell Williams, too. I mean, listen, I tell people Pharrell Williams is, like, one of the best producers of all time. And they're like, what? The guy who made Happy. I'm like, bro, you don't know anything. I'm like, you know nothing. Listen, Happy's a good song. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, man, dude, just the stuff he worked with, like, the Neptunes and Nerd, bro, and just a lot of the songs he did with Snoop Dogg. I mean, bro, Beautiful. Yeah. Drop It Like It's Hot. I mean, there are countless songs produced by Pharrell that have. I mean, he's only been doing it for the past 20 fucking years, man.
I was just about to say, I think people forget how long that Pharrell has like actually been doing music.
Yeah,
I know,
man.
I do every now and then, and I remember he's like well into his 40s, maybe even almost 50.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit.
I mean, personally, to me, I mean, if it wasn't for like Pharrell, Pusha T wouldn't be on, bro, because all the work he did with like Clips back in the day, like, because I think Pharrell's Virginia too, and I know Pusha T is from Virginia as well, and they would like work together way back in the day, and I mean, you got songs like Grindin', and you know, it's crazy. Them two together, bro, are sick. That's why I love the Pusha record too. It's literally solely produced by Pharrell and Kanye West, two of my favorite producers.
I didn't know Kanye produced.
Oh yeah,
too.
Kanye did a lot of production on that.
I didn't listen to that, but I would like to get around to it because like Diet Coke. Oh, actually, I did know Kanye produced because I knew he produced Diet Coke when that came out as a single, and I remember I really enjoyed that song. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to listening to it.
And then Neck and Wrist, that's produced by Pharrell.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, man. It's like you could just, and it's cool. You could tell it's like their two styles are so different, but they mesh well together and they do great. And then you could tell "Dreaming of the Past" on that record. That's Kanye, like to the T. Oh my God, you gotta check out that song. It's awesome. Just Pharrell and Kanye rapping, or not Pharrell. I'm sorry, Pusha T and Kanye rapping.
Oh, he rapped on it too. Kanye?
Yeah, but like the sample used in that too, bro, is fucking insane, man. Absolutely insane. You know, Kanye, one of the GOAT producers. All those guys are GOATs. Dr. Dre, RZA too, like you said, fucking GOATs. I mean, I love all those guys. You know, you can't go wrong with any of them. What are like some of your favorite like songs that have been sampled?
All right, some of my favorite songs that have been or like had samples in them.
Yeah.
Like I had mentioned, Friday, Ice Cube used, or I'm not sure who produced it, but whoever produced it had used Darkest Light by Lafayette. I think that's a great song.
Yes.
I don't have too much to say about that song because Hung Up on My Baby by Isaac Hayes was used in Mind Playing Tricks on Me. I love that song by the Ghetto Boys. I love that song. And I even like that song by Isaac Hayes. I think that's such a good beat. I can't get over how good that beat is. Yeah. But every time I am out and I hear the dun 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 dun, dun I'm waiting to hear Ghetto Boys, but then transport. I fucking hear Kodak and like it enrages me. Not that like I don't like Kodak, but I hate that Kodak Black song just because like I love that beat and I'm like people hear about it. I love the music video. Because in the music video, if you go to the comment section, they're like, oh my God, this beat is so good. Who made this beat? Oh my God, oh my God. And then you see the very few people who are like, this was used like in Ghetto Boys and it was used in another song before them. And it just like enrages me because like Transportin' became a popular song of his. And I wish people understood, like, I wish people had heard Ghetto Boys' version of that. Because Mind Playing Tricks on Me is actually
It's in GTA 5, dude.
Mind Playing Tricks on Me is in GTA 5?
Yeah. That's. I'll be honest. I swear to God. Listen, I'm a hip hop head, but that was the first time I ever heard that song.
No
in
way,
GTA 5.
really?
Swear to God. When I was like in like 2013 when the game came out, but I fucked with it. I was like, yeah, this is shit sick. I checked out the album, loved it.
I remember Steve showing me that song way back then, and I fell in love with that beat.
Yeah.
But then like it's such a cool song because that was also the like. I want to say it was the spawn of like a different kind of rap. Like it's called horrorcore. Like I looked it up. It's called horrorcore because of the contents and the lyrics. It's talking about like being so fucked up on drugs and then, like getting into fights and like it created the horrorcore genre, which has been like everyone knows how much Eminem took that over when he released the Slim Shady LP. And it makes me wonder, like, how if that record hadn't come out.
We could talk about that one day. That's very interesting. Horrorcore. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
3-6 Mafia, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And apparently Mind Playing Tricks on Me was like kind of like the first song that really was considered like the horrorcore in rap.
Very interesting. You just schooled me on that. I never even got that. Never even got that vibe. I mean, definitely has darker lyrics.
You don't because of how good the beat is. But
that's so true.
To the lyrics,
Yeah. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I like that a lot.
I mean, it's the same thing with like some of the other music I listen to. Like, for example, you know, you've heard me talk about Midwest emo, and it's like there's twinkly guitar sounds and sounds like such a beautiful guitar, but then you hear the lyrics and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same kind of thing with that. It's horrorcore. But then other one I want to mention, I have 2 Wu-Tang songs on here. I might as well get the classic out of the way.
Get it.
As Long as I've Got You by Charmels. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Charmels.
Yeah.
Was used for Cream by Wu-Tang.
Classic.
I don't have too much to say on that.
Yeah.
Most people...
Everyone knows the song.
Yeah, even if you don't really listen to Wu-Tang, you
know
fucking
the
know the song Cream. Let's be honest. The other one by Wu-Tang, After Laughter Comes Tears by Wendy... I don't know how to pronounce
Wendy Renee's.
Renee. I'm about to get into something I'm not even going to try to pronounce after us anyway, so whatever. It was used in the song Tears by Wu-Tang, and I love that. Like, after laughter comes tears. I love that sample. It's such a good song, too.
That is a good song.
And then the other song I want to mention, I'm mentioning both of these together because they were used in a trailer for a movie that I fucking love. Fuck. All right, I'm going to try to pronounce this. Bear with me. Gynecologist? No, Gyöngyhajú Lány by Omega. Was used in New Slaves by Kanye.
We're from one fucking super hard title to like just
New Slaves by Kanye.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I love that. I can't even pronounce the name of that song, but they're named Omega. That song is so beautiful. It's a Hungarian rock band, and I listen to that song more than I listen to New Slaves. What I love about New Slaves, though, is it kind of like, I'm not a crazy fan of the beat that's used on a song, but when it transitions into Omega's song, it is like mind-blowing what a transition that was. And the reason why I'm bringing up Tears and the Omega song, like, it was used in a trailer for this movie, mid-90s. I know you had seen it before.
Yeah. Great movie.
And the vibe of just both of those songs in that trailer is just everything. And every time I hear a song by Omega, like, it just makes me want to fucking skate the boardwalk, sunset in the background. It is a beautiful song. If you haven't heard of it, definitely check it out. I'm probably not being helpful by not being able to pronounce the name. I'll try one more time. I can't do this.
we'll write it down in the description, too. You guys can check it out. It is a great song.
Gyöngyhajú.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'm getting.
You know what's cool about New Slaves, too? I like it because that song is, the song that it was sampled from is very uplifting, bright, and open, and New Slaves is dun, 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 dun. Very dark, very 808 heavy. So it's almost like a transition. You're going from the dark into the light finally.
Then it goes like, it's that like darker beat, and then it's just like,
yeah.
Man, like,
I just fucking nuts on that.
Like, I literally just think about skating into the
crazy,
sunset.
man.
Like, I think about that mid-90s and what that trailer, the vibe it has. Like,
Absolutely.
Oh man, I love that song.
Absolutely, man.
But let's hear some of your favorites.
Yeah. I mentioned Duckworth. I love Duckworth. Duckworth to me is a phenomenally sampled song. Also, I love Kanye's, oh my God, what's the name of it? Touch the Sky. Kanye's Touch the Sky, bro. That is such a greatly sampled song. I fell in love with the original, as you were talking about. Curtis Mayfield's Move On Up. Classic record. And if you don't know about Curtis Mayfield, bro, Curtis Mayfield was the first fucking trap rapper ever, bro. He made the song called Pusha Man, bro.
Yeah, Pusha Man.
He's like, I'm your doctor, I'm your daddy, I'm that in the alley. Once you know what you need, got some coke, got some weed, I'm your Pusher Man. Like, that's fire, bro.
What year was that?
Dude, it's like maybe like 73, maybe?
Yeah,
like
that's
way
crazy.
in the 70s, bro. Curtis Mayfield, though, great musician.
And then that was sampled by Chance the Rapper.
Yes,
it was.
Yes, it was.
Off of Acid Rap, yeah.
Yes, it was.
I remember we had this conversation outside of the gym.
Yes,
we
we
were just
did.
sitting in the car going over like some of the sampling processes.
To me, that is one of my favorite songs ever sampled, just because I love both songs, and it kind of had an amazing take on that song. Definitely, did it justice. and inspire people like me. People, because I wasn't alive in the 70s. I had no idea who Curtis Mayfield was. My mom didn't listen to that stuff when I was growing up. This is all music I found on my own because of samples, you know, and that's cool. A cool thing too. You could discover so many like older, amazing songs and artists just through samples, because if you hear something you like and you're like, yeah, what is this? And you just dive a little bit deeper than just what you just heard, you could find some amazing, amazing music. And that was definitely one of them. I love it.
It's funny you mentioned like it's funny you mentioned how like your mom didn't show you that kind of music and whatnot. It just made me start thinking like, yeah, I really had to find music on my own, because, like, what am I going to do? Sit here and talk about Stevie Nicks all day? Like, no, it's not.
Don't diss Stevie Nicks,
No,
bro.
I'm not. Believe me. I saw her live in concert. I'm not. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, she introduced me to none of this music. I kind of found all of it on my own. Yeah. I did see her live in concert, though.
Must have been super fucking cool.
I mean, my mom couldn't find a babysitter, so we're out there in the lawn. I was like 9. There was one song I loved by her, something about getting older. Great song.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Changes, dude.
Changes, yeah. Great song.
Oh, great song. So that's the point. Other like songs I love that were sampled. Operation Lifesaver by Doom and Mad Lib. That song, I remember we all had a conversation about this when I was at school. I don't know what the fuck Madlib did, bro, but he just produced some shit. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the beat is cool, but it's just in a way different time signature, bro. It's nuts. It's like the way it drags, and you hear it, and you like it kind of gives you like an uneasy feeling, and you're like, how the fuck? Because listen, it's hard for me to produce in other time signatures. I can only produce in 4/4 right now. I'll be honest with you, but yeah, dude, fucking Madlib just cooked this shit up, and of course, the only person that could really rap over an odd time signature like that is Doom. Rest in peace to Go.
Absolutely.
But like, man, you just hear it, and it's only like a minute 30 the song, but like just in that minute 30, it's nuts. Also, it's on Mad Villainy. Same record as All Caps. Classic song. Love All Caps. I mean, Meat Grinder. So many fucking great songs
quite a
on
few.
that.
We've mentioned MF Doom.
A lot this show.
So dry. We've mentioned MF Doom quite a few times. What's your favorite MF Doom song?
One Beer.
Really?
Yeah, one Beer is my favorite.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah. Also, I love the beat. Also, since we're talking about samples, One Beer, man. One Beer. So MF Doom, like, made that beat. Also, I think it was sampled from Cortex, who I was just referring to. Originally, it was a Cortex song. Doom sampled it. Later sampled by Tyler, the Creator, and Odd Toddlers off his first like album or whatever. And I mean, that's the thing, man. Just the different takes on these samples. It's crazy. I love One Beer. I think that's a great song. I mean, it's not like his most impressive song, but I love it.
No, it's a respectable pick.
Also, Rap Snitches. I love Rap Snitches.
That's a good song.
I love Rap Snitches.
Man, that's a good song. I don't know. For me, I love Fancy Clown. I don't know
Clown's
what
cool
is sampled in that.
Fancy Clown's cool as fuck.
I love that song. I mean, anything off of Mad Villainy, like, there's just no skips on that, really, to be honest. And then he's got such a discography.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's so great. The Underground King, bro. Rest in peace. Also, since we're talking about Madlib, I mentioned the work with him and Freddie Gibbs. I love the song Thuggin' by him. Love Crime Pays with them. God, I can't remember the name of it right now, but there's a song with Pusha T and Killer Mike that was on the newer album they made. That is a great song. I forget the name of it. It'll come to me. I don't know. It was a great song, though. Also, since we're talking about Kanye West, Stronger's a great sample. You know, samples Daft Punk.
Oh, yeah, that's a Daft Punk sample.
That's a classic sample. I fucking love that song. Another Kanye West song that, like, really speaks to me, too, is Wonder by Kanye West. Excuse me. Basically, I remember, like, going to school, and it was the first day we moved in, first semester. Damn, I got all this shit in my throat. Pause. And
big pause.
and when I was driving to school, Wonder came on. I was listening to the whole Graduation album, and that song came on, and it just stuck with me, bro. Like, I like started tearing up when it came on, and you know, it was just because like the chorus of like the sample itself. It's like, have you find your dreams, and it's like, you know, moving in with like my friends and fucking starting this and everything. It felt like I'm just like pushing myself to my dreams and actually like starting to make it happen. And so that song really sticks with me. And the other thing too I want to say is like, I think it's cool how like samples actually can like invoke emotion in music, you know? Like to me that's a very like soulful sample, and it makes you feel some type of way. I mean, of course it's with other music too, but
yeah, I really think like any kind of music you really listen to can do that. That's the great thing about music. Like to me, art is just like anything that can evoke an emotion, you know? And like I was saying before, like maybe not certain types of music, you know, like EDM. Like, I don't know, man. I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it's great at a rave, you know, if you want to wear fucking nipple pasties and go wild on Molly and listen to EDM, then, you know, all power to you, but
go
like,
at it.
it's not for me, you know? Like, I've heard people that, like, they tell me I listen to EDM, and I just can't imagine doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, like, time and place and setting and stuff, but, like, if I'm in my room, like, just listening to music, I'm not putting on, like, fucking Skrillex, bro, or anything like that, you know?
No, not a big Skrillex guy.
Nah. I mean, the one song A$AP Rocky's kind of cool, I guess. But
I don't know. I don't know. You're really taking me back to, like, 2012, Quick Scope, No Scope days, Skrillex
Monster
remixes.
Energy.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I won't even lie. Like, I think I remember listening to Skrillex just, like, purely playing Call of Duty thinking I was the shit. I wasn't shit. My KD was, like, a 0.7, but I thought I was, though. I really did.
So fucking funny. One song, too, I want to bring up, too, which I love the sample for, is Workout by J. Cole. J. Cole, great producer, you know. Workout, he sampled Kanye's new workout plan. And that was such a good fucking take on that song. Because, I mean, the workout plan is a good song. But it was just interesting. He took the last part of, like, the talk box that the guy was talking into. And he, like, did it. And, I mean, obviously, you know, Workout, that's like a modern day classic. J. Cole's a fucking great producer.
It is, and I didn't even know he really produced until you told me. Like I didn't know he did much producing. Like I knew he did a bit, but like you were saying about 2014 For Sale Drives being like pretty much fully produced by him.
Pretty much solely produced that whole record, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, think about all the slappers on that. You know what I mean?
There's so many.
It's nuts.
Like I don't know. Like, do you remember when you first listened to like that album?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it was the first time I ever heard J. Cole. I remember, like, walking down the street, probably, like, 8th grade, listening to the fucking Wet Dreams.
Yeah.
Thinking, like, you know, one day that'll be me. Yeah, not today, but one
not
day.
Today, not tomorrow,
I'm
but
still
one day.
dreaming.
Yeah. That's so funny. That was the first time you listened to J. Cole?
Yeah, it was actually. A friend of mine, Ian, shout out Ian, he had showed me J. Cole with the song Wet Dreams, and I just remember really liking it, and I'd listen to more of the album. But before that, no. And then, like, I found his older stuff, like, Workout, Lights Please. Those are great songs on that album.
Great. No, love J. Cole. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I think, all we have to say about sampling, you know. It played such a crucial part in forming the culture of hip-hop and pretty much just music in general. I mean, you're looking 40 years past the first start of, like, sampling, and you look, 9 out of 10 records you listen to that incorporate a sample some way, shape, or form, whether it be in the beat itself, whether it be with the lyrics. I mean, it's just...
Sometimes it's not even something like that. Sometimes I hear him take, like, shit from a TV show and throw it in the beginning.
Whatever, man.
Yeah. Like, shout out Mom Jeans for using Bob's Burgers for an intro. That was, like, ridiculous. But, like, apparently that's still considered sampling.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, like, to me, I didn't even know that was considered sampling until I heard that. And I'm like, why the fuck did they start this song with Bob's Burgers?
Yeah, I know. That's actually so funny. But, yeah, that's all. Do you want to try to... talk about like some of the news that happened this week?
Let's talk about some of the news. There's not much really in it. I think one of the bigger things here is that YoungBoy's lyrics will not be used against him during his trial. Yet again, we have yet to look up what he's even on trial for. That would have been good to know. We actually had time to do that, but instead ate pizza. So, just saying.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So his lyrics won't be used against him, and during his trial, and really the question that like I have regarding that is, what does that mean for other rappers? Like, you know, this has been a controversial topic for quite some time now. You know, you've seen it with Lil Durk. It's being done to Young Thug and all of YSL currently. Apparently not Youngboy, but yeah, you know, like I want to know what that means for the future, because like you had mentioned before about hard rock metal bands talking about fucking murder and stuff like that. Like, I was listening to a Misfits songs that starts off about how he killed a baby and doesn't really care and raping your mom. And I'm like, you know.
Damn, you're listening to the Misfits now?
Well, I've dabbled a little bit. I don't really know how to feel about that one. But they've got some really good songs. Danzig, and I don't even know what you're looking up. That ain't Youngboy.
No. Sorry, just for clarification, since we were both too inconsiderate or stupid to look up actually what Youngboy is facing right now, we didn't know about this. So apparently he's going through a gun possession case, and the judge ruled that the rapper's lyrics cannot be used against him in his trial. This began on Thursday, July 12th. Oh, today, Tuesday, July 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, we're recording in the future, or in the past. Yeah, so basically, they can't use his lyrics against him.
For something like that, it makes sense.
Yeah, that I feel makes sense, because you got to think about, bro, like, they all talk about guns and everything. I mean, fuck, dude, I talk about guns in songs sometimes.
Doesn't mean you have them,
Yeah, no, it's just like, sometimes in a weird way, if it flows, it flows.
No, yeah,
like,
some people make it, like, some people have that as a reality, and others don't. Like, you know, like, one that comes to mind is Lil Tecca. Like, he's always talking about, you know, fucking bitches and having straps on him. Have you seen him? Like,
yeah,
I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
so,
no.
like, I don't know. I feel weird about it. Not weird, but, like, conflicted on whether it really should be or shouldn't be, only because there are occasions where it is actually what they're talking about. And, for example, like, I had a friend at work who was showing me a song, and in the song he talks about, like, hitting someone in the head with a machete, and like he went to court for it and just denied it. And they're like, but in this song you said, like, on Tuesday, you know, July 14th, you had hit someone in the head with a machete. And like, yeah, he actually did it, and he actually mentioned it in a song. So should that not be used against them?
Yeah,
you know, like, there are occasions where, like, I feel like it's justified, but then there are occasions where it's not. Like, I'm not a big Youngboy fan, but like, for something like gun possession, his lyrics should not be used against him in court.
I agree. As long as, you know, I mean, as long as nothing happened, he didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, I was about to say, to me, like, if there's no harm to someone being done, then, like, no, like, I don't think the lyrics should really be held against them, because you look at how many rappers, like, it's like you mentioned about, like, you know, in your raps, you talk about having a gun, and, like, there are probably times where these rappers are talking about doing drugs that they don't even do.
That's true.
You know?
No, it's all true. You know, sometimes it's a facade. I can admit it, at least, you know. Not a lot of people can. But, yeah, very interesting. Hopefully Youngboy gets out of this. Yeah. Well,
are you a big fan of Youngboy?
Not a big fan of Youngboy. I like some of his songs.
Okay.
You know, I mean, to me, he's hit or miss. I'm not waiting for, like, the next Youngboy record to drop, but, like, he's cool.
There are a few songs I like Casey Talk, and then he went hard on the Tyler album. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, no, that was fire.
I don't know, 'cause,
that
like,
was fire.
I know this one girl who has a playlist upon playlist dedicated to Youngboy. Like it'll be like a 3-hour playlist of just Youngboy songs. And I'm like, you've got, like, you should really seek therapy,
bro. That's like
we're talking about a 5-foot tall white girl, like, with a 3-hour playlist of Youngboy.
That's like fatherless activities.
To a T.
Sorry, no disrespect if you're watching.
But going forward, Joey Badass released a song, Survivor's Guilt, and as you guys know, Joey Badass means a lot to me as far as, like, rap, and he's one of my favorite artists. But Survivor's Guilt talks a lot about, like, Capital Steez, a friend he lost. He was part of Pro Era, a rap collective that he had, a close friend of his, and it was a really good song. And that being said, like, I was telling you a story. Shout out my friend Abdul. We were in the mall sometime.
Abdul.
we were in the mall. I remember it was Freehold Mall, and there was a giant like poster promoting a cologne, and it was just like, I don't know, 10-foot thing, and it was like a full front of like Joey Badass. I just remember I was looking at it, I almost like started tearing up because there was a chain and the pennant was Capital Steez's face, and like it's just awesome to see that, like, he has him no matter where he goes. He's always thinking about him, and here he is on like promoting a cologne, and you know he's still representing him. Like, I just think that is awesome.
That is awesome.
And the song is very good. He has another song about it, Long Live Stilo, and that song to me, like, that song is something I always put on when I'm like in a feeling of grief, and it's just talking about losing a brother and whatnot, and you know we've all had to deal with this kind of stuff, and like it's just one of the songs I put on, kind of lifts me up from that mood. But yeah, I think that is that's it for today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, whether you're watching or listening on YouTube. You know, we appreciate you being here. You know, our first show officially in the books. We're doing good. Also, a special announcement: subscribe to us if you are watching on YouTube, because 80% of you are watching and not subscribed. So I don't understand the big idea. I think you should just click that button, join the Outsiders Worldwide family, and be fucking happy and proud of it. That's all.
That was quite an announcement.
Yeah, thank you. A little passive aggressive, but it's okay.
That's more like a statement. I don't know about announcement.
Yeah, no,
like
that was a statement.
Like,
yeah. Subscribe, share, you know, all that good stuff if you like it. You know, if you're rocking with us, you know, we appreciate you guys.
But yeah, fucking subscribe.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Yeah, do it.
Just do it. 80% that watch haven't subscribed. Just join. Why not? You know, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Yes, absolutely.
We're on all platforms.
Also want to say, too, if you guys are any upcoming artists, producers, anything like that, please shoot us an email at theoutsidersww@gmail.com. Link is in the bio, or description, I should say. And, yeah, with that, I mean, come back next week. We got episode 6 coming up. We're going to be redoing fucking Rolling Stones bullshit of a 2022 top 200 hip-hop rap albums all time. Yeah, no, ours is going to be like list. 10 times better. We're just going to do a tier list, you know.
We talked about it in one of the episodes, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was the first episode.
Yeah, we went over that.
Yeah, it was fucking rough. But ours is going to be a lot better. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be a good one. And all right, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next week, and peace out.
Peace.